Hello YouTube. So this is going to be the remake for the DiazBiffle video. I'm going to be delisting the other one given that there is false information in there because of an oversight on my behalf. I'm going to go over that real quick and then we'll go through the clips that I originally used and another one that I have added. So, alright. So this is the clip in question. Some people had gone through and pointed out that there is a loot crate, and that was an oversight on my behalf. It does appear that he stepped on the loot crate, which is seen right here, and you can tell from here the elevation and his position. The window had changed. So this is not what I had thought that it appeared to be as a aim snap situation. You can tell right there the elevation changed with the window. So that clip is out of context and should not be used against DiazBiffle. Not to say that he's not cheating, it's just that particular clip right there is out of context and it's not right to use. Alright, so going on with the other clips that I had used, we have the rooftop one where he goes through. Him, his teammates, and some others are shooting these individuals in the vehicle. You see the trigger and the aim kicks over. Again, I wish I had the full length of this clip, 30 seconds before, 15 seconds after, because he said to his teammate, he's like, hey man, something weird just happened to my aim. It's not supposed to happen. So he goes through, there's fire coming from his teammate right here, an enemy from the rooftop over here, and another enemy over here. Aim kicks over and he's got to drag it back. Alright, so another aim snap off situation. Shooting this person, downs them, aim kicks off. This is problematic for controller players or keyboard and mouse if this were a thing, because if you have two enemies side by side, you're shooting at one, aim kicks the opposite direction, you then have to reel it back in over to get to the other one. This isn't a problem that everybody faces, only people that are using a third-party interface application. That information still stands. Alright, so there are people in the comment section on this particular clip that were saying, hey, this is aim assist, the fencing construct messes with aim assist. Here's the problem with that. As he's aiming, he's following perfectly the enemy, and then his aim comes down, but then it goes off to the side all over the place instead of coming down and following the exact pattern he was just in with the enemy. That's the problem, and that's why I've classified this as an aim snap off of. So his aim comes off, lines up, gets up to the player, comes up and over in an arch, aim comes down, and it comes off to the side instead of coming straight down where it should have been. Hits every single shot. Enemy drops behind the railing instead of his aim coming down if he were in control of it. Instead, his aim goes off a different direction. I know aim assist exists, but it's not gonna mess with your aim. It's not gonna lock your aim to the enemy like that. So by the time you're done finishing an enemy, you're gonna have a little bit of movement, but it's not gonna be to that degree. Alright. This is another one that I did, which was a comparison between DiazBiffle shooting at an enemy in the air, as well as comparing it to Scump, who's shooting at an enemy that's not moving very much. They're downed, and he's moving left to right to try and get some form of aim assist. It wouldn't be rotational aim assist. It would either be precision or focused, and I believe he does have it enabled to a degree to where he does get aim assist. Alright, so this is the clip of DiazBiffle shooting at the enemy in the air. So his recoil is fine up until the point to where he starts making his shots. The aim, or the recoil of his aim, changes drastically. So then also, they're both using the MG82 weapon here, which I'm using for the comparison. So Scump, he knocks them both down, comes back, moves out into the open, strafe left, strafe right. So he's getting a little bit of aim assist on a slowdown, not rotational. I believe it's too far. He's like at 70-something meters, and I don't believe you get headshot 73.64 meters. So he's too far away for rotational aim assist, but he still can get precision and focus type aim assist where it slows down as he comes across the player. Again, it's not going to mess with your recoil at all. So here's the comparison I had made. And the thing I failed to point out is that in the beginning, as you can see here, DiazBiffle's aim does bounce around between these two. Some people were saying, hey, the field of view is different, so it's going to change this. It shouldn't. If field of view changed your ADS to where you either had a better ADS, worse ADS, or better recoil, worse recoil, this would be something that all of them would be using as a one-up against other people who aren't using it. So as soon as you go into ADS, the field of view, which is kind of a fishbowl view or a better peripheral view when you're zoomed out and not zoomed in, it's different. So as soon as you zoom in, it's exactly the same. So he goes through in the beginning. I have a little marker here. Goes through in the beginning, and his aim does bounce between the top and the bottom here. As you can tell, it's hitting both of them. But as soon as his hit markers start landing, that jump that he initially had is gone. It's now in this repetitive cycle, and it's a lot smaller. The recoil's a lot smaller. So that's what you're looking at. And that's what I was trying to point out. Scump's is all over the place, up and down within that. His does that, DiazBiffle's does that in the beginning. It's up, down, up, down, up, down. And as soon as he starts landing his shots, it starts to drop down. So his amount of recoil goes from this down to this. So that's what you were looking at there that I was trying to point out. Alright. The other one that I pointed out that seemed to confuse the hell out of me, one person finally mentioned something in the comments. I went back and looked at it, and it seems to be the explanation. So he goes through and knocks SGSBigBros in the beginning here, and it looks to be with the headshot. So it does look to be a headshot, or close to it. For controller players with aim assist, they do get a larger hitbox if you look at the SBMM patent. So depending on the, I believe the lobby average, and if you're getting aim assist from a controller, the player does have a larger hit marker or a hitbox. So he does knock the player from a headshot, and we do actually see the pinata loot later on. But what somebody had pointed out in the comments is that it would appear that the rest of his team also got knocked, and it wiped that whole squad. DiazBiffle got awarded the points for that kill. So the thing that I had brought up in question, and I thought, hey, you know, I'm not sure. Originally I thought it was an aim snap off of, and then it was like, oh, hey, I see these crosshatches still. After he makes the initial kill, it must be hitting something in the racks. That's not the case. So I went back and looked at some other videos of other players, and it appears that up to 16 frames, if it's recorded at 60 frames a second, up to 16 frames after the last hit, you will see those crosshatch marks still visible. So he isn't shooting at anything in a rack. I also went back and looked at this. I don't see any dots pop up for any players over there. I slowed it down to see where all the shots were coming from that DiazBiffle was getting shot from, and it appears to only be one player over here. So as soon as this aim kicks off right here, it's just nothing more than another aim snap off occurrence. So I was just completely overanalyzing that. Alright, so given that I have to remove the one video that was in question because of Loot Crate and I overlooked it, I went through, again, this was only a couple weeks ago, somebody had, and it was on Twitch, somebody had said he removed it from Twitch and moved it over to YouTube, and it's one of his YouTube videos. This is a scenario where he's on a helicopter, switches seats, ADS is down at an enemy on the roof perfectly. Now keep in mind he has already moved out of the seat of the helicopter, so the helicopter is now on a descent as well as it's moving forward. So he's in a vehicle that's moving, and he is somehow able to get a perfect ADS directly onto an enemy on the roof, and it holds there for a few milliseconds before he stops ADSing. I'll go through and play it.
You're fucking shocked.
Switches the seats, perfect ADS onto the enemy on the roof. We'll go back and watch it. And then I have another clip to compare it to. As you can tell, there's the enemy on the roof. Alright, so again, that right there is the moment in question. Pixel perfect zoom right in on the enemy. And you can tell from a few screens or a few frames before exactly where the enemy's head would be. So shout out to Goon Squad for the cross-section thing. I went through and just made this really quick in Paint and then put it in GIMP to make a transparent overlay, and it seems to work out pretty good. So his aim sits there, lollipops on the guy, and holds perfect for a few seconds. Now, if you're going to go through and say, hey, DiazBiffle, he's the GOAT, he's like the best guy out there, he's got perfect aim. Well, if you're going to say he's got perfect aim, this clip right here is from BBB on Grim Snipez. This goes back to something that I hate using other people's words, especially if they get used against them or something, but he is right in his fashion. You can't sit there and say, this is possible for one person, but it's impossible for another. It's either possible for both, or it's not possible for either. So you can't sit there and play favorites. Oh, this person has a bigger following, so they're a bigger streamer, so therefore it's possible for them. But this person doesn't have a big of a following, and they're a nobody, so it's impossible for them. It doesn't work like that. So anyway, this is a clip that I had taken from BBB. I'll link those other two, this clip and the other one. I'll put it in the description for his videos. But this one is Grim Snipez, and he made the video on him doing walls, but it would appear he's doing more than that. So as you can tell, pixel perfect zoom right in on the enemy. And I believe he's at a closer range to the enemy than DiazBiffle was in his, but at the same time he's also using an actual sniper rifle with a scope. So it'd be right about there. If I can back it up one or two. Right about there, it's already locked onto the enemy, at which point he's already there. So either this guy's cheating, which means DiazBiffle's cheating, or this guy's not cheating and DiazBiffle's not cheating. So which is it? Alright, and again, side by side, DiazBiffle lollipopped right onto the enemy, as well as this guy over here. So either they're both cheating, or they're neither are cheating. Which one is it? Alright, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Again, my apologies to the community for using a clip that was completely out of context, and that was an oversight on my behalf. I'll probably be taking a bit more time now in making these videos to make sure I don't have any more mishaps like that. I have also removed it from the reference video that I had made because I had made reference to that and used that clip in there. It has since been removed. So again, my apologies to the community. I'm not out to mislead anybody. I'm not out to spread false accusations, and I'm not out to spread fake, false information. So the other video will be delisted, not deleted. That way I can still keep the comments and stuff like that were there. I think that's going to wrap it up for this. And yeah, hopefully I don't make these mistakes going forward, and I don't have to remake videos like this. So egg on my face. People called me out in the comments for my own BS, and is what it is. So, all right, it's gonna be it for this video. Deuces.